What's going on, guys? So in today's video we're going to be talking about the drivability of my Sierra now that I've got some pretty good miles on it since the cam install. So I'll catch up with y'all in the morning for a nice little cold start. We'll jump straight into it. Alright guys, y'all should have known we're going to be starting this video off at the gas station. I know that's a big concern. We're going to be talking about fuel economy for sure. Can't believe it, I'm getting $1.42 off a premium right now though, or getting it back through the upside. It's crazy, dude. Just get a couple other people using your code, dude, and it really stacks up. You get a lot of money back. So yeah, starting off here, pump some fuel, hit the road. Probably about to terrify this old lady. Gosh, going to the wrong vehicle. Yep, one neck broke. It's just crazy, dude. The chop gets everybody. And right there, you see our fuel economy. So 12.5 is what our fuel economy is saying since the install, which I've been doing a lot of around town, and you know, 55, nothing really faster than that, no long cruising or anything. So I guess take that into account because it could maybe be a little bit better. It was saying 14 before pretty consistently, 14.0 before the cam with just the long tubes and everything. So honestly, if we're truly sitting around 12, then I mean, can't really complain with that. It really depends on how much you're driving. You're going around romping it everywhere or idling a ton, then you're obviously going to burn a boatload of fuel. I hate sitting at this red light, so I'm not going to. I'm going to go somewhere else. All right, but yeah, 12, mid 12s. I'm not going to complain with that. I mean, sure, it's not great if this is your daily and you're having to run 93 like I am, which of course you're going to if you put a cam in it. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna add up quick, especially with fuel prices right now. I think that was $93 for me just now. Let's talk about the actual driving. So I guess for anyone that doesn't know, this is the TSP Chupacabra cam. So it's a 214, 222. Then we have 1 3/4 long tube headers, a cold air intake from Volant, stock stall converter, which we're going to talk about that in a minute. Dude, it's freaking funny. I got this GoPro on my dome, windows down, getting some crazy looks. This is with 35s, so there's a lot of these videos where people talk about their cams and whatnot and their, you know, daily driving and everything, but I would say, like, I don't even think I've seen one video where it was a lifted truck or at least a truck with 35s. Every single one was a lowered truck or a stock truck with stock tires or, you know, smaller tires. So you're helping the truck going smaller. Hang on, we gotta. Oh my gosh, bro, you just. All right, hang on, we'll get a little exhaust clip. I don't see anybody outside, so we're not gonna ruin any days. Reflection. Wow, I'm so sick. 35s, you don't see many people talking about it with a cam. So you're already hurting the performance of the truck by doing 35s, right? That's bringing the performance down. Doing the long tubes, even though we did go with the 1 3/4, which I did, and trying to retain some of that low end. Now with the cam, that's obviously moved our RPM band up. So our peak performance is higher up in the RPM. We did hurt some of our torque, of course. It makes more now, but it still is directed at a higher RPM. So that's going uphill to 2200, 26,700, just going up to the normal, you know, speed limit. Every now and then, it'll almost stall out if I like throw it in reverse. It's done it to me one time where I thought it was gonna stall, but it didn't. We'll pull over up here in just a second and I'll toss it around in certain gears and see if it does anything. It shouldn't now that the truck is warm and everything, but it hasn't stalled out, but it's been close one time. It's done it where it idled down multiple times, a little lower than it should. And this might just totally be a tune thing, which I might reach out to Austin and see if, you know, he could touch it up. But only one time has it seemed to me like it was going to stall out. I missed that turn. But like I said, it didn't stall out. Alright, see if y'all can watch the RPMs. See, beautiful. Drop down just like it's supposed to. No issues at all. I don't want to hit this wall. Just throw it in drive. Throw it in reverse. See, now that it's warm, it's beautiful. It's working exactly like it should. Obviously, it sounds insane. I need to wash this truck. It stinks. That's probably the biggest thing. Wanted to talk to y'all. It definitely does stink. So, just with the exhaust setup that we got, it's a stinky truck, which I ain't gonna lie, I hate the smell of it. If I sit out there and just absorb it, it will make me like sick feeling. So that's definitely one negative. Obviously that really depends on your exhaust setup, but at the price of it sounding like a freaking monster, she's a stinky girl. It drives fine. I have no issues whatsoever with it. No complaints so far, aside from it does stink. So stock stall. What's going on? Oh, it doesn't push through the brakes bad, but it will try. You can feel it right there on the brakes. It's so crazy. It did change the RPM sound so much, because it used to not get choppy like that until much higher in the RPMs. Dude, this is just like my Corvette all over again. I don't know if y'all can even see, but like literally everybody looks, and that's awesome. Y'all know I want to share the experience of the truck just like I do with the videos. So people in person, you can take it as like a ego thing, or you can take it as an appreciation thing. A lot of people unfortunately take it as an ego thing, and that's why there's people running around on Instagram that think they're better than everybody in this world because they break necks. I take it as a appreciation for what I've created. We're sitting here. I'm having to hit the brakes decently hard. I mean, the brakes are already a little hard on this truck. If I let go, it of course starts rolling, which is what you want. You want it to roll when you let off the brakes. Certain times it'll RPM up a little bit, and you'll have to mash the brakes a little bit harder. It'll start trying to push through them, but I've had no issues so far. The stock stall with this cam, which I've seen some of the comments, no, this is not the biggest cam in the world, but this is probably the biggest cam that you would really want to run with a stock stall. And the other things that we did with this cam would be fine if we ever did want to go upsized on the cam. We're about to go up a big mountain, so we'll see how she acts with that. And we got to get one romp. I haven't romped on this truck yet, honestly. I want to put the stock Trail Boss wheels and tires on here and do a video of like hard pulls in it and romping on it, maybe do some burnouts and stuff. It's just not going to be that impressive with the mud graps, but we're going to get one pull for sure and see what it runs out like. But it's just, we used to race up this hill. How stupid. Back there where we turned all the way to probably like right here, we'd pass each other in our trucks. And my 06 F-150, which was slow as a slug, my buddy's 04 Sierra, which was actually slower than my F-150 somehow. My other buddy's 06 Jeep Wrangler. It was probably the slowest of them all. He had 36s on it. And then the fastest one was what became my old Tacoma. 05 Tacoma, a little 4.0. It didn't care if it had 35s, dude. You put your foot to the floor and it took off. Obviously, you just saw the truck climb that hill, no problem. AC, heat, that's working. Right at first, when I cut the AC on, the truck seemed to really struggle and it was trying to lug down. And when I was driving down the road, kind of like even my old Corvette used to do, if the RPMs got too low, it'd get into that shuddery kind of feel. But I guess the tune adapted, or the truck just figured it out, because I've been running around with the heat on for a while and the AC, and it seems to be acting fine. So it was just like day one, right after I left the shop, I cut the air on and it was acting up a little bit, but it hasn't done that since. So hopefully all is good. But yeah, I will find somewhat of a spot. It is 8:30. I hate wrecking people because I know people are asleep still, but it's time to wake up, everybody. Come on, go ahead and put her in sport mode, and we're just gonna floorboard it and see how she reacts. We gotta get some gears in this thing for sure. It rips when it's up there in the RPMs, but when it shifts, it just drops it too far down. We got to get some like 456s or something in here for sure. Keep it in that power band. It's not slow by any standard, and it freaking screams, good gracious, but it definitely could be benefited with some gears that would help it keep in that RPM. Definitely comment down below if you have any questions about basically anything, and I'll be sure to be down there leaving some replies, letting y'all know. So overall, I am extremely excited and happy with it. It's been great. Really no big negatives that have deterred me from wanting to do this or anything. I've absolutely loved it so far. So yeah, cammed truck life is treating me right so far. It's fun. Now, I know the paint ain't great on this thing, but I just noticed this. This hasn't been here, has it, guys? This is on the passenger door. I'm pretty positive that has not been there. That looks fresh, and I don't recall it. That freaking sucks. Dang. That sucks. Truck needs repaint anyways, but that's a pretty bad scratch to just randomly find. So I'm currently filming the cold start video, and as you can tell by me moving, before this thing warms up, the whole truck shakes. It's cool. Will it get annoying? I don't know. Probably not, because it doesn't just do it forever. It just does it when it's kind of cold. It's sitting like right under 1,000 RPMs. It's starting to get into that chop real hard. It's just shaking it. You know, the RPMs haven't dropped down to where it's in a consistent lump, like chop, 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 chop. It's consistent, but it's a little higher RPM, so it's shaking the whole truck. But I mean, it's worth noting, it definitely does shake the whole truck, which is cool, feels cool. But at the same time, maybe it'll get annoying. I'm not sure.